For 33 years, dealers and guitar lovers alike from all over the Midwest buy, sell, and trade both new and used guitars. One man goes beyond that. We introduce you to Robbie Bakes, who hand carves his guitars, every single one of them.
We were jamming today at the Chicago Vintage Guitar Expo. This is the 33rd year for the expo. Dealers from all over the Midwest buy, sell, and trade new and used guitars. Robbie Bakes hand carves his guitars, every single one of them.
It all starts with an idea that gets stuck in your head.
He's made Harry Carey guitars, Cubs guitars, and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks one took 400 hours. But it took him a year and a half to make this Jimi Hendrix replica. You can also donate a guitar to Guitars for Vets, a national nonprofit that heals through the power of music.
When you hold it and you touch it and you can feel the vibrations and it just goes right through you and you can just sit down and just let everything else go.
Rocking out in Elk Grove Village.
Well, the high seas and its marine life saw a victory over the weekend. United Nations diplomats from nearly 200 nations agreed on a treaty that protects large parts of the Earth's oceans. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
The ship has reached the shore.
A historic deal made on land aims to better protect the world's oceans.
I mean, this is huge. This is really, I think, a keystone agreement if we're going to try and protect 30% of the ocean.
There's a lot at stake.
More than a decade of debate over funding and fishing rights had stalled the landmark treaty at the UN. As the high seas remained vulnerable to chemical and plastic pollution, overfishing, and other threats.
There is a lot of destruction going on in the world's oceans. 90% of the big fish are gone. This is why we need to start urgently putting something back.
The high seas are areas beyond any country's control, making up almost half of the Earth's surface.
Right now, only 1% of the high seas is protected within a marine reserve, and we need to get to 30% by 2030.
Once countries formally adopt the agreement, work can begin to protect the deep blue sea.
Well, a Florida man had the fight of his life after going outside to check out what he thought was the sounds of his son sneaking out at night, only to come face to face with an alligator.
The homeowner, Scott Hollingsworth, said that this is a crazy situation, and we did get a chance to speak with him hours after returning from the hospital. And let me show you why he was in the hospital. It was right here next to the front door where Hollingsworth says that an alligator bit him as he was simply checking for noise, and said that it all happened in a matter of seconds.
Hey, Berthy.
Home video showing the moments after this alligator bit a Daytona Beach homeowner.
My son's 17, and he sometimes brings over friends without permission, so we thought he was trying to sneak somebody in. So I jumped up and headed over and opened the door.
Scott Hollingsworth says that was his initial thought when checking to see what caused the noise at his front door. This all happening Saturday around 9:40 in the evening at Hollingsworth's home on Champion Drive. He tells me as soon as he walked out the front door,
got my leg clamped on and started shaking really violently and hadn't even turned the lights on yet. I said when I looked down and just saw kind of a big black mass, and my first thought was it's a big dog. And it was dark out there, couldn't see it. But he fortunately released me, and I took a step back and hit the lights and saw a large alligator.
It wasn't a dog, but this alligator. A Florida Fish and Wildlife responding to the scene euthanizing the gator.
Yeah, it was unexpected.
Hollingsworth was bit on the upper thigh and now wears bandages.
Puncture mark from this side of the mouth on this side, but then when he ripped the side off over here the knee.
That's basically all I need.
We were there as investigators with Florida Fish and Wildlife were following up and learned the gator was 9 feet in length.
Do you normally see alligators come up to people's homes in this area?
No. Like I said, we have alligators out here on the golf course that we see fairly regularly.
Hollingsworth does note his neighborhood is next to the LPGA International Golf Club, and seeing wildlife is common, but never this close to homes. Despite being bitten, he does say that he wishes the alligator could have been spared.
I've worked on a farm growing up and have been out in wildlife my whole life, and I love seeing the animals, but not that close. It was a little too up close and personal for me.
And now going forward, Hollingsworth tells me that he doesn't have a timetable on his recovery process, but says that after a couple of days, he is ready to get back into the swing of things.
Well, still to come, a delicious empire. That's what one man's made his life's mission. Keep it here. His story is coming up next.